we are watching the Clemson game behind me and answering your questions tonight about all that incredible money coming in the month of October. LSC, ISC, MSC, and FSC. Hope everyone's having a beautiful night. Let's look and see what's going on tonight. So we have the beautiful Clemson. Let's see if I can swap the screen here. Here we go. We have Clemson and NSC playing right now. So I hope you've had a beautiful night. We had Auburn and LSU playing just minutes ago. And let me make sure I have the chat open. So there we go, live chat, all messages are viewable. Okay, so there we go. So what a night it has been. How's the hat doing? A little bit crooked. Fix the hat a little bit. In the month of October, massive checks are arriving. And you got checks that are automatic. You have checks that are you apply for, and you have checks that are lifetime benefits. So it's a great month with a massive amount of money. And the benefit of this is that it all flows right to you. The eligibility is the same as we've always discussed on the channel. Same eligibility. And the great news is that you can get that money right now and prepare yourself accordingly for the financial cliff at issue. Let me make sure I have the live chat open. There we go. So in the month of October, we have all this exciting news. We have the raise of your benefits being determined on October 13th with the COLA benefits being announced that day. That is a culmination of 3 months of data. So we have the July, the August, and the September data being released that night. Then we have the announcement of the Federal Reserve and their policies in the second week of October. That will heat up as well. And then, of course, we'll have the indication of whether the third quarter of the U.S. economy posted negative GDP growth again. That will be more indication of recession. A lot going on in just 7 to 14 days. Really a lot going on. Of course, we have more indication of what's going to come with earnings guidance as we enter fourth quarter now. Earnings guidance on what's going to go on with everything from blue chip companies to tech companies to growth to stable companies, and that impact of the recession and also the inflation on them. So it's a lot going on in just a short period of time. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm certainly ready. You know, it's times like this that you have to be ahead of the ball game. Minutes ago, I was watching the Auburn LSU game, and I looked at the stadium. I thought, my goodness, all those wonderful members of the marching band performing in the stadium. And I thought, but yet all these reports talk about how this graduating class will struggle like nothing we've seen before. I don't really particularly agree. I mean, the previous classes that struggled during the last recession, during the 1990s, during the last financial crisis, they've all got through it, but it was hard. It really was hard, and that's all of what we're here for. If you're in the live chat, send me a hello and say we are tuning in from. What's important to understand is that the lifetime stimulus check will be determined on October 13th, number one. Number two, the ISCs already landed. More states could be rolling them out as well. Number three, the federal stimulus checks getting better by the minute. I mean, we're expanding with more federal stimulus checks every few weeks. Moreover, what's really fascinating at this point is the culmination of all this money at the same time. That's really what's getting very interesting. It's for you. It's for you. If you're on benefits, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Rail benefits, if you are a retiree, if you have children, if you don't have children, all this incredible money is available at the incredible same time. Hey, Nisi, how are you? How is your evening going? So the important thing to remember is the month of October is a big month. It's a big month in which we learn about our LLCs on October 13th, the announcement of the COLA raise, We learn about more FSCs. Nisi's been really good in getting lots of FSCs. And of course, we learn about the latest details on those ISCs. You look fat. Well, I appreciate it. I bet you look great as well. We have the Clemson game in the background here. It's important to make sure we're ahead of the ball game because economy's falling apart. Economy is falling apart, and everything that we think is good right now. I'm currently a place on a patio, second floor, closed during lockdown, open now, beautiful, resurfaced floor, but no one here except me and one other person. It's sad, and the hurt of the economy coming out of the recession is still coming out of the lockdown is felt, and as we proceed now in a recession. Number one, increase all your stimulus. Get as much stimulus as you can. Number two, reduce your spending. Number three, increase your resilience to any type of flexible debt. So make sure you have no flexible rate interest rate debt at home. Car loans, credit card, anything that is based upon a flexible interest rate, get rid of it. Because that is what's going to really feel the pinch. And as Jay Powell raises those rates. Jay Powell will raise rates in October. And we're just days away from that announcement. Middle of October, November, October, December. And we'll continue next year. And I got to tell you, we've never seen rates increase at this magnitude, this fast, this quickly. We haven't. When I said that the 30-year fixed mortgage rate was going to grow from a 6% to a 7%, I said by the end of the year, and it was there by the end of the month. Never seen a mortgage rate move that quickly. Now, we have had higher mortgage rates. We have had 8%, but we've never seen anything move this quickly in such a quick period of time. Bond rates, 2 to 3 to 4 in a very short period of time. We'll go to 5. What to do with your money? What to do with your money? Keep it liquid. Keep it liquid. Don't be buying. I thought earlier today, all about all those incredible people that bought cars, bought real estate, bought investments in 2021, came off a lockdown, had extra money saved up. Extra money. A lot of people had extra money saved up in 2021. Spent. And guess what? Those investments are now devaluing. Thank you for all your great information. You have given me so much financial. I can't see it. It disappeared. Wait, how do I bring it back? You've given me so much information, and you've given me, and I'm back in college getting my BA. Wow, great job, Nisi. There you go. Absolutely. When you hear the Federal Reserve speak, what they say is what they're going to do. It's their policy. They have to give guidance. It's their policy. They have to give guidance. So whatever they say they're going to do, they're going to do. Next, you can assume that whatever the Federal Reserve involves raising rates is going to impact anything that's rate-based. So interest rates, sure. Mortgage rates, sure. 2-year bond, yes. 4-year bond, absolutely. As bonds go up, stocks go down. I mean, this is very, very basic elementary things. And ultimately, inflation, recession impacts the spending power of the consumer. And it takes a little bit of time. Earlier today, I think on afternoons and evenings, we were talking about when do you think the financial cliff is going to hit? 30 days out, 90 days out. You're watching this live chat right now. Tell me when you think that financial cliff is going to hit. When do you think the people are going to say, you know what? I can't afford this $5 milk anymore. I can't afford this $4 eggs. scary to think that if you buy a Bitcoin, it's going to go up. And it doesn't. You buy a house to flip it, and then you don't make a profit. You buy a Tesla share in the month of August, it goes down. Yeah. And I think this is going to be a big reality check for a lot of Americans who thought that everything appreciates. And things don't always appreciate. And things don't always appreciate at the same time. You know, it was about 2 hours ago, that I thought to myself, because I was driving east, and I thought to myself the last time we went through this, there was, and you can Google this, there was a condo. I don't know how this happened. A condo I got invited to. A couple of women were friends of a friend's, and it was a condo on La Cienega off of Sunset Strip. So it's a beautiful location. It's basically pitched upon the hill with a big view of the whole LA basin. It's a great location. And this was one of many that was going into foreclosure at that time. And I remember the price. It was $220. I mean, probably about 3,000 square feet, 2-bedroom, with a big expansive view. And can you imagine? That was what Financial Calamity at the time was doing for a 3,000 square feet expansive condo, big view of the LA basin on the Sunset Strip. And there was a lot of foreclosures. And you think of yourself right now, how many people do you know that have a house that they really sort of stretch to get into, and they have a big mortgage? There's going to be a lot of foreclosures. And there's going to be a lot of repossessions. And that's sort of the nature of the beast. And so if you've been watching the channel and you prepared accordingly, God bless you. If you understood that a recession was coming, if you understood that economic certainty was going to hit, if you understood that inflation was going to grow, and you kept liquid, you kept lots of stuff in cash, you didn't buy stocks, you didn't buy real estate, you didn't buy cars, you kept things liquid because you understood from me that a recession coming, God bless you. It's still okay now to readjust if you just found me in the channel. If you just found the channel, please do this. Stay liquid. Stay stuff in cash. Don't be buying stocks. Don't be buying real estate. Don't be buying cars. Next, what is out there to really buy? Don't be buying crypto either. You know, if you need to have an investment, buy bonds that have a good maturity rate and a great rate, because bonds are yielding 3, 4, 5, 6%. And so long as you can get out of it at any time, that is a great investment. But other than that, I mean, there's not a lot of stuff out there that is really good and safe at the moment. And if you have any type of debt, please try to pay it off or swap it to fix so that you're prepared accordingly going forward. Because, I mean, imagine, this is September going into October. October interest rate spike, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's 14 spikes, 15, 16 spikes. Let's assume that 50 basis point. I mean, 50 basis point at 16 spikes? Excuse me? You can do the math. A 50 basis point is basically half a point. So 16 of 50s, they're going to do it. They're absolutely going to do it. You know, along the way, they understood that interest rates are more important than labor and unemployment. The reason why is the following. I don't think I've explained this well on the channel. I'm stretching my memory on this one. I think it was in the 80s, the Volcker years. They had the same problem, and they confronted by raising rates, and then they got a lot of backlash, like what's happening now. And what they did was they stopped. They stopped prematurely. And what happened? Really bad news. Everything fell apart. The inflation kept on going up, and they realized they made a mistake stopping too soon. So what they had to do is come back in and then raise rates again now later after they stopped them. And they had to do it more austerely than before. So when you stop too early, what happens is you have to come back and then do more than you would have ever had it done before. So the fact that we're doing 75 basis point increases consecutively is good, because if you stopped, then basically you have to come back and do like a 150. I mean, you've messed up. And they know this. They all know this. I mean, Volckers these people are around. They're alive. They know the history of mistakes previously at the Federal Reserve. They're not going to repeat them. And it's a lot to digest. It's a lot to digest. What I am concerned about is people that really live in an altered universe that think all the good times are here to stay. They really do. It is scary for me of all the people that don't realize how bad it's going to get. I mean, let me use an example. There's one person who used to cover stimulus very briefly and then went into crypto, and then very successful in crypto, and then bragged about buying a Lamborghini on debt. Now, we all know car loans, they're adjustable rate loans generally. Can you imagine buying a car on debt of that magnitude and actually talking about it when, everything is wrong with the situation. Everything is wrong with the situation. You know, again, this is going back to 2021. How many people do you know in your neighborhood bought a brand new car in 2021? A lot of people. A lot of people bought a brand new car in 2021. A lot of people bought a house in 2021 and 2020. That was when the housing boom was going on. The car boom was going on. And ultimately, a lot of those people are now wondering, oh my goodness, what did I do? Because that situation is not there. What I want you to know is that you have to make sure that you are up to date with what's going on this month, that month that's currently underway, whether it's October or November. You have to know what's going on this month. And there's a lot of people talking like they're in 2021. There's a lot of people talking like they're in 2021, and it's very, very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous, because they're talking about all the real estate they bought. Well, did they lock in a 3% mortgage rate? No. If they bought it now, they're paying a 7% mortgage rate. And it's scary. They're talking about the crypto they bought, the Bitcoin they bought, in, God forbid, in July at $35,000 a coin, and now it's $19,000 a coin. They're talking about the projections, and the projections got to be reevaluated. I mean, you got to reevaluate the projections. And how do you do that? You start with the Federal Reserve. Everything starts with the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve gives that guidance on those interest rate spikes, and you take it from there. So the Federal Reserve says we're spiking from now to 2024, then you adjust accordingly. Is what you're doing based upon interest rates. And so if it's a stock position, stocks go down as bonds go up. Bonds go up when interest rates go up. This is very basic stuff that I teach you. Next, If what you're doing and buying something has an adjustable rate, then as Jay Powell raises those rates, those items are going to go up as well if you have adjustable rates additionally. This is all very, very simple things to understand. Remember, bonds up, stocks down. Interest rates up, bonds up. Federal Reserve raise rates, bonds up. Inflation up, they raise the interest rate. This is all the same thing over and over again. And once you understand that, then you can sort of prepare accordingly. Let's do it again. Inflation, Federal Reserve raises rates. Federal Reserve raises rates, bond rates go up. Bonds go up, stocks go down. If interest rates go up, what goes down? People buying homes because the mortgage rate becomes too expensive. People buying cars because a car loan is too expensive. People, doing anything on debt becomes too expensive. Small business owners that have inventory based upon debt. They bought the furniture based upon debt. Too expensive. This is very, very, very easy stuff you can do. The question is, how bad? How bad does it get? And when I told you that the stock market was really being led by a bunch of silly, young, and corporate finance executives who had not embedded the risk of more interest rates into the markets, and I said the market's going to crash, I never thought the market was going to crash this significantly or this quickly. When I said the market crash, I expected, 6%, 10%, 12% over a few months. Because remember, we have to go down about 40% in a recession. Stocks go down about 40% in a recession. Who would have thought that Apple would go down 20% in one day? I mean, this is what happens when you don't assess risk well. Apple went down because the consumer's not there. The consumer's not buying a $1,000 phone in December 2022, we now learn. And that is the change. Hey, Nisi, how are you? That is the change at issue, is that people realize that, oh, Bill Gates, karma is, a lot, says Alien. Yes, a lot of tech implosions on the way. I detailed this, I think, on the evenings. Intel chip manufacturer is currently trading at 1990s levels in just a few days. In 21 days, Intel has fallen to 1990 levels. I mean, it's just insane. But if you think that's where we're ending, no, that's just where we're starting. Absolutely just where we're starting. Blue chip, can you imagine Ford? What's Ford going to go to? Is Ford going to go to $4? It could. What I ask you to do is, when you're looking at stocks, pull out the chart and expand it beyond 52 weeks. Expand it beyond 2 years. Expand it into 3 or 4 years. I never do this. But why did I do it yesterday? Because I looked at the chart and the stock was below the 52 weeks, so it was below this year. It was below last year, so I wondered, how low is this low? And to understand how low the low is, you have to pull it all the way out. And all the way out is, you'll see it's down 10-year low, 15-year low. And then you understand the magnitude. And all those people that told you, Bitcoin is going to do this and Tesla's going to do that, well, ultimately. But thank you for joining me tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow on air, and jump on the live stream that's also playing. There's a second live stream playing on the channel tonight. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.